Today's lesson is Fat, Friendly, and Fun. Interesting beliefs about orange cats. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
I'm Roger.
And today we are back with day 2 of our look at our friendly and slightly fat friends, the orange cat. As we learned yesterday, if you see an orange cat walking down the street, yes, it might be slightly heavier or chubbier than your average cat, but that's not the thing we want to focus on. We want to focus on the fact that there's an 80% chance that cat you see walking by is a boy cat, and that's all down to chromosomes and DNA and genetics. Apparently, there's an X chromosome that carries that orange fur characteristic, and since male cats have an X and a Y chromosome, it's more likely that they will carry it. We learned that, and we also learned that there could be some reasons for their chubbiness. It could be the fact that they're generally boy cats, and males of any type of species, especially mammals, things like cats or dogs or lions or tigers, are bigger than the female, so that might add to their size, right? Just because they're generally larger animals. And then there was also an interesting fact about their personalities that might also lead to them being slightly heavier.
Indeed, and of course there are lots of other kinds of cats out there that we could talk about today, but we're going to continue talking about orange cats in today's lesson. Let's listen to the first part and hear another fascinating fact about orange cats.
Here's another fascinating fact you might not know about our orange feline friends. A large percentage of them are tabbies. That means they have some kind of pattern in their fur consisting of stripes, spots, or swirls, even if the markings are sometimes so light that they're a bit difficult to see. Most also have a cute M shape on their foreheads, which is a classic tabby trait.
大家好，第一部分介绍形容词 feline， 指猫的或是猫科的。例如 Karen decided to buy a new feline collar for her pet cat. Karen 决定为她的宠物猫买一个新的猫用项圈。下一个看到动词 consist， 它的意思是由点点点组成或是包含。例如 This simple dish consists mainly of rice and vegetables. 这道简单的菜主要由米饭和蔬菜组成。或是 The new committee will consist of experts from different fields. 新的委员会将由来自不同领域的专家组成。接着看到名词 stripe， 指条纹或是线条。例如 Zebras are black with white stripes. 斑马是黑色的，带有白色条纹。继续介绍名词 marking， 表示动物身上的斑纹或是花纹。可以说 Some birds have bright markings to attract mates during mating season. 有些鸟在繁殖季节会有鲜明的斑纹来吸引配偶。又或者说 The butterfly's colorful markings serve as a warning to predators. 蝴蝶鲜艳的花纹是对掠食者的警告。往后看到名词 forehead， 意思是额头。例如 Why did you hit me on the forehead? 你为什么要打我的额头？再一个例子 Feel Harry's forehead to see if he has a fever. 摸一下 Harry 的额头，看看他是不是发烧了。继续看到名词 trait， 它表示特征、特性或是特点。可以说 Patience is a trait that can be quite useful in solving problems. 耐心是一种在解决问题时非常有帮助的特质。也可以说 Honesty is a trait that many people admire in a friend. 诚实是许多人欣赏朋友的重要特质。
Okay, here in the first part it says, here's another fascinating fact you might not know about our orange feline friends. If something's fascinating, it is very, very interesting. It's something that you want to learn more about. Wow, that's fascinating about orange cats. I really want to understand that. I really want to know more about that. And here we've got the word feline. That's a word that describes cats. So anytime you see the word feline, you're talking about cats. I think the zoological classification for cats is Felis catus, if I'm not mistaken. Felis leo is lion, but in this particular case, feline does refer to cats.
That's right. The cat family at large. So we would also include, as Roger said, lions, tigers, leopards, pumas, cougars, big hunting cats, as they call them, the big cats that we might find in the wild, and also your friendly house cat, in the same way that the canine family is dogs. Everything from a little chihuahua to a great big wild wolf. That is the canine family, or dogs and their various cousins. So cats would be in the feline. And yeah, if we say our feline friends, that's just another way of saying our friendly cat pets, the cats that we have at home, house cats, as they're often called too. It says a large percentage of them are tabbies. So a large percent of the orange cats that you see out there would be classified as tabby cats or tabbies. This is not biological difference. It doesn't mean that they have more teeth or they're larger. It's more about the color of their fur and the designs that we see, the patterns that you see on their fur. A tabby cat is a certain type of cat. And of course, if a cat is all white or is white with those cute little black socks on or something, or if it's a black cat, that would not be a tabby cat. We get a good description of what a tabby cat or a tabby coat that you would see on a certain type of cat is. It says that means that they have some kind of pattern in their fur consisting of stripes, spots, or swirls, even if the markings are sometimes so light that they're a bit difficult to see. So yeah, this would be a certain type of cat. And again, you can have the parents of the cats who are not tabbies, and then they have a bunch of kittens, a bunch of babies, and some of them aren't tabby cats, because it's really about kind of like having curly hair or straight hair or something like that. Sometimes you do, sometimes your brother and sister doesn't. But a tabby, if we're looking at the pattern or the design of their fur, their hair, it consists of. When something consists of, we're talking about the things that make up that thing, okay? So we could talk about the ingredients in a recipe. This cake consists of 3 types of chocolate and 2 types of cream or something like that. We can talk about making up other things. A good holiday consists of an exotic location and some interesting experiences, wonderful food, some entertaining activities. All of those things come together to make up a fun holiday. So what is a tabby? What are the patterns on a tabby cat's coat consists of? Well, we have 3 things here, and you can have a little of each or a lot of each or a mixed up bunch of all of these things. Stripes, spots, or swirls. Okay, stripes are long, wide bands of color. When we think of stripes and cats, of course, the first thing we think of is tigers, right? Tigers are well known for having black, white, and orange stripes all over their body. In their case, the stripes help them hide in the grass of India and other places where they hunt and live. So we can also see stripes on clothing. You might look at a sports shirt that has stripes on it. Referees in a basketball game have black and white stripes on their shirts. That's how we know that they're the referee and not a player or someone else. And we also might put stripes on lots of different things to enhance the design and the appearance and the coloration of the thing. So we have stripes on it, long bands of color. We have spots, sort of round spots of color. When we think of spots, we're thinking more of leopards with their black spots on their yellow coats, or swirls, kind of a spinning stripe, a sort of twisting stripe type shape. A swirl would be sort of like if you take a paintbrush and move it in a circle over a piece of paper, you're kind of getting a swirl. Or think of clouds in a typhoon when we see them from up above in space in a satellite picture. Those spinning clouds are kind of a swirling pattern, and that's what we would see when we're looking at a tabby cat's coat or a tabby cat's fur.
Yep, these are markings, the things on their fur. And I did want to say that stripes, that's the noun form here. Striped would be the adjective form, like that cat has a striped body, or the cat has a spotted body, or the cat has a swirly body. These are different ways of describing those characteristics here. Striped, spotted, or swirly. And again, we've got the markings, but sometimes the markings can be really, really light. Okay, they're not very obvious. They're not very clear. It looks like the cat is totally orange, but if you look closer, you can see, oh yes, there are some very light stripes in there, very light spots in there, so we could still consider the cat as a tabby cat, and yes, those marks sometimes are difficult to see. Now, most also have a cute M shape on their foreheads, which is a classic tabby trait. I never really paid attention to that, so yeah, go online and look up tabby cat and look at the pictures that you receive as a result of your search, and yes, they might have this M shape or this M pattern on their foreheads. The forehead is the area, of course, above your eyebrows. And yes, indeed, there is that pattern on tabby cats. And that, again, is a classic tabby trait. A trait here is a characteristic, something we use to identify the cat as being a tabby cat. It has these different kinds of traits. That M shape on their foreheads, the stripes, the spots, the swirls, those are all tabby cat traits. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first part of our lesson. Here comes the second part.
Orange cats are also known for being more talkative than others. Many owners say their orange kitties love to chat, especially when they want food or attention. It's like they always have something to say. And of course, we can't forget Garfield, the most famous orange cat of all. With his immense love of lasagna and lazy lifestyle, the popular cartoon cat helped create the widespread image of orange cats as funny, lovable, and just a bit fat.
第二部分看到 immense 这个单字，它是形容词，指的是巨大的、庞大的或是极好的。举例来说 Professor Blake's library contains an immense collection of books about ancient Egypt. Blake 教授的藏书包含大量有关古埃及的书籍。或者 Because of his immense talent, many people think Henry will become a professional baseball player. 由于 Henry 极有天分，许多人认为他会成为职业棒球员。
All right, so now we know a little bit about what orange cats might look like, especially having that tabby sort of marking or that tabby design on their fur, that pattern on their fur, on their coat, or on their hair, to use the more human term. But let's find out a little bit more about their personalities, okay? So we're going to be talking about how they behave and how they sort of react and act around their owners. It says orange cats are also known for being more talkative than others. Very interesting. Talkative, they're not actually talking, don't worry. Some people might have conversations with their cats, but they're not really speaking in any language we understand. But yeah, we would use this for cats that make a lot of noise. We also might use the term they're more vocal than other cats. They meow more, they purr more, they make more noises, they open their mouths and more sounds come out. So of course, we're not really saying we're talking to them. We're just saying that they're louder in many ways than other types of cats. They're more talkative. It says many owners say their orange kitties love to chat, love to talk. In other words, chat is another way of saying talk, especially when they want food or attention. You might hear a lot of meowing and a lot of different noises, kind of whining and moaning sounds that cats might sometimes make if they're unhappy or if they're wanting attention or wanting food. So people do actually talk to their cats. I have to admit, I do this. If my wife is away for work or whatever, I might talk to my cat. And my cat is actually quite vocal and talkative too. He'll sit on my lap, and when I stroke him, he makes these cute little squeaking sounds. Or yes, when they want food or attention, right? The cat sees you walk by the food bowl. It's right there, and it's looking up at you, meowing, hopefully, for some food, that kind of thing. And apparently orange cats are more vocal, more talkative. They kind of make more noise than other types of cats. And it says it's like they always have something to say. They're sort of that friend who always has an opinion, who always wants to have a little back and forth chat going on with their friends.
Well, I didn't really notice that trait with my parents' orange cat, but I guess here it also implies that kitties chat more than grown cats, but I'm sure if they grow up, they'll still be meowing quite a bit or purring or doing whatever it is they do. Maybe they'll even dig their claws into you more often because they like you or something like that. That can actually hurt sometimes, but you just have to take it because the cat is just telling you that they like you. And here in the next paragraph it says, and of course, we can't forget Garfield, the most famous orange cat of all. You may have read that comic strip before. It used to appear in newspapers. I don't know how people read comic strips nowadays since newspapers are all pretty much gone. But we do have that cat character, Garfield. And he's a very famous orange cat. He's got that dog that's kind of stupid named Odie. And then he's got his master. That comic strip is kind of funny, and you can probably find it somewhere on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Garfield, of course, on lots of coffee cups and T-shirts and all sorts of other things. And yes, he kind of fits all of these characteristics, doesn't he? The ones we've been talking about both today and yesterday. When you think of Garfield, it gives us that description sort of the character from the cartoon with his immense love of lasagna and other food and lazy lifestyle. He's always napping. The popular cartoon cat helped create the widespread image of orange cats as funny, lovable, and just a bit fat. Yeah, so was that art copying reality or reality copying art, or maybe a little bit of both? It's probably too late to tell now since Garfield's been around since the 1980s. But he does have an immense love of lasagna. If something is immense, it's really, really big. So we could talk about things being an immense. A blue whale is an immense animal. The Taipei 101 is an immense building. Very, very large. We can also use it just to talk about something big. You might have an immense love of your friends or an immense passion for opera or something. You don't just like opera. You love opera. It's a big part of your life. It's fascinating to you. It's a passion of yours or something like that. So an immense love. Yeah, that's kind of like saying a passion for something. In his case, Garfield loves to eat lasagna, that famous Italian pasta dish. It's kind of like an Italian pasta pie. You get sort of a meat sauce, and then you layer it with sort of almost like a blanket of noodles, a very flat sheet of noodle, and then you kind of build it up with meat and cheese and noodles and more meat and cheese and more noodles, and then you cut it like a cake, and it's very, very delicious. And for some reason, yes, in this cartoon, whenever Garfield sees lasagna, then you suddenly see him with his claws, and he's sort of demolishing, destroying the lasagna and eating it as fast as possible. It's just a very tasty and fattening dish. And he's got a lazy lifestyle. He's always napping. He's always lazy. If his master is trying to vacuum, he'll just have to vacuum around him because he won't get up off the floor and things like that. So this is a popular cartoon cat loved by millions. And he helped through his popularity and through being read in newspapers all around the world for many years. He helped create this widespread image of orange cats as funny, lovable, and just a bit fat.
Yes, it's widespread. Everybody pretty much knows about it. So we have that stereotype of orange cats as having these particular traits. Okay, that brings us to the end of the second part of our lesson for today. Here comes the third and final part.
Some people even believe orange cats bring good luck or are extra affectionate. Whether that's true or not, one thing is clear. Orange cats have big, bold personalities to match their bright coats, and the humans who love them wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay, the third part here says, some people even believe orange cats bring good luck or are extra affectionate. So that's what some people believe. I'm not quite sure I would believe the part about having good luck with a cat like that around, but still they kind of make you happier because they're so friendly. And yes, they are extra affectionate. If you're affectionate, you just show strong feelings towards someone. You're very concerned about them. You always hang around them to try to make them feel good. And yes, indeed, orange cats do like to hang around with people and make them feel happy.
Whether that's true or not, because of course it's kind of hard to test if orange cats make you luckier, right? We can't really test that out in a scientific way. So whether that's true or not, in other words, it's not really that important. One thing is clear. So one thing, though, is very clear, is very true. Orange cats have big, bold personalities to match their bright coats. I think we've pretty much explored and explained that fact over the last couple of days. They're very friendly cats. They're very talkative and chatty cats. They're affectionate cats. They have big, bold personalities. They're not the type of cat who's always hiding under the bed when strangers come over, or who only let you touch them, for 5 minutes a day or something like that. No, they're very friendly. They're almost like dogs with their personality, much more than other types of cats. So big, bold personalities, big, friendly personalities. And that personality matches their bright coats in the same way that their personality is bright and loud and catches your attention. Their coats, their fur, the design, that tabby design, and their bright orange color. We use this word coat like the coat that you wear when it's cold. We often use that as just another word for fur, right? So the coat of a tiger is much more distinct than the coat of a lion or something like that. So their bright coats, in other words, the color and the design on their fur grabs your attention. And the humans who love them, all right, the humans who love their orange cats, they wouldn't have have it any other way. Even if they're a little talkative, even if they can be a little bit chubbier, we wouldn't have it any other way. We wouldn't change it. We love them even though they may have a few interesting quirks and a few issues that make it slightly harder to take care of them or feed them, but we wouldn't change them because we love them just the way they are.
And make sure you head down to your local animal shelter and adopt yourself an orange cat today. Okay, that brings us to the end of our discussion for today. Here comes Hanny.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第二部分提到Orange cats are also known for being more talkative than others. 那这边用到 be known for 加上动词 ing 的句型，我们来看看 known 它可以表达已知的、知名的。这边要整理相关句型。第一个句型就是 be known for， 它表示以某特色、特质、成就而闻名，后面可以接名词或动名词。例如 The durian is known for its spiky skin.榴莲以其尖刺的外皮而闻名。那第二个介绍句型是 be known as， 这是表达以某个名称啊、身份等等而为人所知，或是被称作什么什么。所以这个 as 后面接的名词就常常是某个身份、职业、称号等等。例如 The durian is known as the king of fruits， 榴莲被称为水果之王。那第三个介绍句型是 be known to 加原形动词，这是表达已知会做某事，以做某事出名。例如 The durian is known to emit a strong smell。众所周知，榴莲会散发强烈的气味。好，再看到课文第三部分最后一句提到，无论这是否属实，有一点是明确的，橘猫拥有与它们亮丽毛色相配的巨大大胆的个性，而那些爱它们的人一点也不想改变它们的样子。好，先补充一下，文中用到 somebody wouldn't have it any other way， 这是表达某人就是喜欢现在这样，某人完全不想改变现况，尽管可能存在缺点，也不影响到喜爱程度，或者是尽管会遭逢困难，也不后悔，不会做任何改变。举例来说 Karen loves her job.Even though it can be challenging sometimes, she wouldn't have it any other way. Karen 热爱她的工作，尽管有时具有挑战性，但她完全不想做任何改变。好，另外课文是用 whether that's true or not.逗号 One thing is clear 去表达说，无论这是否属实，有一点是明确的。我们这边要介绍 whether or 它可以用来引出两种或两种以上的选择或可能性，我们就可以用 whether A or B 逗号主词加动词这样的句型去表达无论 A 还是 B 怎么样怎么样。例如 Whether it's hot or cold outside, we always enjoy a walk in the park.无论外面天气是热的或是冷的，我们总是喜欢在公园里散步。好，那如果要连接两个相反的选择时，那可以用 whether or not 主词加动词，或者是 whether 主词加动词 or not， 就像课文的用法。那我们也造个例句 Whether it rains or not, the event will take place as scheduled. 无论是否下雨，那场活动将会如期举行。好，那以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天单字吧。
Fascinating. Anna found the science book fascinating because it explains space in a simple way. Consist. The group consists of students from 3 different schools in the city. Stripe. Tigers have black stripes across their orange fur, which help them stay hidden in the wild. Trait. A helpful trait in teamwork is being able to listen carefully to others. Immense.Owen gave Nina immense support when she was preparing for the contest. Widespread. Widespread use of the internet has changed how people shop and learn.
Discussion Starter starts now!
It's time now for our discussion starter, and the question is, do you know any other animals that are known for a special trait?
Well, I've heard that golden retrievers are known for being very friendly and patient with children, which makes them special because often when people have little babies around the house, they might worry that a certain type of dog might be a little rough or maybe even aggressive, but I've heard and seen cases where golden retrievers have the babies pulling their ears or pulling their tails and stuff, and the golden retriever just seems to be very patient, almost like the best babysitter or nurse you could find, and I think that's quite an interesting trait for that type of dog because they are rather large.
Well, I've heard that people often think that pit bulls are really mean and dangerous animals, which they might be if you train them that way, but other people say that, oh no, you got to understand them a little better. They actually have a heart of gold. Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of our program, and please make sure you join us again next time. From all of us here, I am Roger.
I am Mike.
See you next time.